Okay, so our next video is going to be, it is the first lesson in your next unit. It's all about multiplying by 10 and 100, which some of the numbers they give you are probably going to look a little overwhelming. They're pretty large numbers, but don't stress about it. It's not hard when you multiply by 10 or 100. There's a really quick trick that I'm going to show you, and then you're going to be like, oh, this is super easy, and you should be able to knock out those problems in no time flat. So when we look at the numbers 10 and 100, we can see a couple things they have in common. They both end in zeros, just different numbers of zeros. 10 has 1 0, 100 has 2 zeros, and we can see they both start with the 1. So anytime you multiply a number times 1, it gives you itself, right? That's one of our properties of multiplication. If I have 327 times 1, that's just 327. So that's something we know about multiplication. Anything times 1 is the number itself. So when we look at 10, 100, even 1,000, 10,000, any power of 10, it's really similar. Because we can come down and 327 times 10, when I look at that, I'm going to look at the 327 times 1, which I know is 327, and then I count. How many zeros do I have? I have 1 0 to bring over. Then I need to count for my commas. I know I count back 1, 2, 3. I can place a comma there. So 327 times 10 is 3,270. I can do the same thing when I multiply times 100. I'm going to box in my times 1. 327 times 1 is 327. Now I have 2 zeros to move over. Count back 1, 2, 3. 327 times 100 is 32,700. So it's really just when it's 10, 100, 1,000, when it's a power of 10, you just count the number of zeros you have and you add them to the end of the number. Now, this only works for powers of 10. If I have the number 327 times, that looks like a plus, times 105, well, it starts with 1, but it doesn't end with our 0. Or even if I have times 180, it starts with a 1 and ends with a 0, but I have another number in here messing with us. So this trick only works if it's a power of 10. 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1,000,000. It's just adding zeros, and then sometimes you might have to move. What if we did 300? I'm going to do 3,274 times 100. So I know 3,274 times 1 is 3,274. I need to move 2 zeros. Count back 1, 2, 3. That gives me 327,400. So you might have to move commas. Your commas might move. But other than that, you just count your zeros, figure out how many they are, and add to them to the end of the number. Add them to the end.